During the Clone Wars, General Grievous was a ruthless Jedi hunter and commanding officer of the largest droid army that the galaxy had ever seen. But who is General Grievous really? And what is the tragic tale behind his transformation into a fearsome cyborg weapon of the Sith? This is how General Grievous became a cyborg Jedi killer. Before he was a cyborg, General Grievous was a Kaleesh. The Kaleesh were a red-skinned reptilian sentient species from the wild space world of Kali, and were formidable warriors not known for their kindness. The Kaleesh had two beady yellow eyes, enormous tusks on their lower jaws, and bony protrusions on their chin. Although their facial features were somewhat reminiscent of bats, such as their elongated ears and flat noses, they typically concealed their features behind traditional war masks, frequently crafted from the skulls of fearsome beasts on their homeworld. You can tell their mask design inspired Grievous's later cyborg face. The Kaleesh were fierce, proud, primitive warriors known for their lack of mercy. Despite their technological inferiority, they engaged in conflicts, notably against their planetary neighbors, the Huk. The sentient, mantis-like insects were far more advanced than the Kaleesh and attempted to enslave them. The Kaleesh that would one day become General Grievous was born with the name Kaimin J. Shilal in the midst of his people's near-constant war with the Huk. During his childhood, Shilal worshipped the gods of Kali, watching them return home with spoils of war from those they had conquered. By the age of 8, Shilal had learned to use a slug-thrower rifle and served as a sniper. He had already killed at least 40 enemies. As he matured, Shilal experienced a rapid rise in rank, becoming a feared warrior and warlord, shrouded in a cloak and head wrap, and donning a mask carved from the skull of a predatory animal known as a mumu. The proud warrior used weaponry like a curved sword and elongated curved shield in battle. He learned brutal and determined strategy, battle tactics, and warfare that he would later use as a droid general. Long before he collected the lightsabers of the Jedi he'd slain, Shilal took the weapons of enemies he defeated as trophies. He became one of the greatest military leaders of his people, regarded by the Kaleesh as something of a legend or even a god-like figure. Shilal traveled and battled alongside Kali's best warriors, known as the Izbashra. He would assemble them into his elite bodyguard, sharing with them his victories and love of battle. Over the course of his exploits, Grievous came to topple nations, slay kings, and murder legends. In time, Shilal and the Kaleesh forces successfully drove the Huk from their world and launched a series of devastating campaigns on the Huk planet itself. However, the Huk made an unexpected move and sought help from the Galactic Republic. The Republic and the Jedi intervened, siding with the Huk against the Kaleesh. Shilal's people were punished with embargoes and fines. Hundreds of thousands would die of starvation as Grievous's hatred for the Jedi and Republic began to form. Shilal's reputation had drawn the attention of the reigning Sith Lords, Darth Sidious and Darth Tyrannus, or Count Dooku. They saw potential as he led his people's war effort and were impressed with his strength, power, and will to succeed. As they orchestrated the events leading up to the Clone Wars, the Sith needed to recruit someone to lead the Separatist droid army. They were already searching for minions who possessed unique skills and a deep hatred of the Jedi, both of which Grievous had in abundance, so much so that it pushed him to near madness and made him easily exploitable. There are two different versions of the story regarding Grievous's transformation into a cyborg, one in canon and one in Legends. We'll focus more on the Legends continuity because it's far more detailed, but I'll briefly recount the canon story now. Rather than all at once, Grievous received his cybernetic enhancements over time. The Sith had been looking to test technologically advanced beings, and Grievous agreed to take on those tests. After accepting Dooku's invitation, Grievous gradually traded away many of his biological parts for upgraded mechanical ones to increase his combat abilities and gain the strength and speed to rival even a Jedi Master. Now on to Star Wars Legends. In this continuity, San Hill, chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan, brought an opportunity to Grievous prior to him becoming a cyborg. He wished to utilize Grievous as an IGBC collections agent, and in exchange for his services, the Banking Clan offered to take on Kali's massive debt, helping his people overcome the starvation inflicted upon them by the Republic. Grievous felt disgust at the notion of being being a glorified leg breaker for a soulless megacorporation. But he understood what the agreement would mean for his people and obliged. While Grievous was effective for the banking clan, he eventually wished for his old elite guards, the Isvashra, to join him. The banking clan would not hire other Kaleesh warriors, so, with Count Dooku's permission, Sandhill began production on the IG-100 Magna Guards. Soon, however, Grievous learned that the Huk had vandalized sacred Kaleesh burial grounds, and that the Republic had done nothing. This news reawakened his desire to act directly in defense of his people, so he abandoned his contract with the banking clan and returned to Kalee to avenge the desecration. Sandhill was far from pleased and began conspiring with the early separatist leadership and the Sith to arrange for Grievous's permanent servitude. Preparing to re-enter the Kaleesh-Huk War, Grievous boarded a shuttle with his Isvashra, unaware that Dooku, Hill, and Poggle the Lesser had planted an ion bomb aboard and rigged Grievous's pilot seat to enable remote-guided ejection. The resulting explosion sent the shuttle plunging into the sea. Grievous ejected from the wreck at the last moment, but all his Isvashra perished in the crash. What remained of his body, hemorrhaging and in shock, was dragged from the water. Count Dooku used a Sith Force ability known as Heartstun to put his organs in a form of slowed stasis to prevent cardiac arrest while en route to Geonosis. It was then that Dooku first planted the idea that the Jedi themselves were responsible for this attack in Grievous's mind. Grievous had suffered near-fatal injuries, rendering the Kaleesh body that had survived many battles useless. At least, that's what he was told. Sandhill repeated his original proposal, including a promise to replace Grievous's broken body. Desiring vengeance against the Galactic Republic, the Jedi, and the Huk, he agreed on the condition that his mind would not be tampered with. Count Dooku provided blood from the frozen body of the deceased Jedi Master Sifo Dyas as a means of keeping Grievous's body alive via blood transfusion. Poggle the Lesser and his Geonosian scientists implanted his brain and eyes into his well-known duranium alloy body. His remaining vital organs were housed in a synth-skin gut sac, impervious to vacuum. The Geonosians would also alter his brain against his wishes to trim away disturbing memories while enhancing his rage towards the Jedi, even installing a kill switch manned by Count Dooku himself. His equilibrium was enhanced, allowing him to better employ his newfound agility. Internal implants were also placed in his eyes to sharpen his vision and to protect them from the vacuum of space. While the midichlorian-rich blood of Sifo Dyas may have played a critical role in maintaining Shilal's life, Grievous saw it as a personal failure that the transfusion did not also give him a degree of sensitivity to the Force. To Sandhill and his allies, however, the experiment was a phenomenal success. Shilal had become General Grievous in form as well as spirit. Though taken aback by his appearance initially, Dooku was pleased and bestowed upon Grievous the title of Supreme Commander of the Droid Army, also presenting Grievous with a gift, his first lightsaber, which had belonged to Sifo Dyas. Grievous was disgusted by his new droid body and took Dooku's appointment as Supreme Commander of the droid armies as an insult, immediately taking the lightsaber and slaughtering all of the Magna Guards in his presence in a defiant rage. He further rebelled by openly displaying his Kaleesh heritage by adorning himself and his Magna Guards with masks and cloaks in styles closely resembling those found amongst his people, though he would soon come to highly respect both Dooku and Sidious, considering them necessary political leadership. What you may not know is that General Grievous was actually present in the arena during the Battle of Geonosis depicted in Attack of the Clones. Grievous observed the ensuing battle within the arena, but was ordered not to interfere. Count Dooku believed he wasn't ready to engage a Jedi, and wished to keep his existence a secret for the time being. But while the rest of Mace Windu's strike team rushed the arena to rescue Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Padme Amidala, Jedi Master Semadu landed outside of the arena, delving deep into the Geonosian catacombs. There, she would become the first Jedi to encounter the monstrous Grievous. Though she fought valiantly, Du was overpowered by Grievous, who wielded an electro staff. She became Grievous's first Jedi kill, with her green lightsaber being added to his collection. Dooku, impressed with the General's performance at Geonosis, trained Grievous in the art of lightsaber combat, which Grievous took to at a rapid pace, learning all the 7 classic forms of lightsaber combat including the rarely seen ones like Makashi and Juyo. Grievous quickly surpassed all the other apprentices of Dooku in terms of individual combat. Grievous's first public appearance against the Republic and Jedi Order was at the Battle of Hypori, 4 months after the Battle of Geonosis. Grievous led a massive detachment of battle droids to attack a group of Jedi, and his tactics resulted in the obliteration of an entire Republic task force. During this battle, Grievous single-handedly killed 3 Jedi: Dockman Barrick, Tarsier, and Shaw Gi. But if you'd like to learn more about every Jedi Grievous killed while adding their lightsabers to his collection, we have a video on that very topic you should check out next. But what aspect of Grievous's transformation from Kaleesh Warlord to Jedi Killer do you find most interesting? Let me know in the comments. Come join us to chat more at our community Discord server, linked in the description. If you enjoyed today's Star Wars video, we've got more on the screen for you right now. Also make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe to join the Red Squadron. Until next time, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Red 5, standing by.